Good afternoon and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We welcome you to today's education based IHSAA Varsity Boys Baseball game. This radio coverage is made possible through audiosportsonline.net. That's ASO. That's Rob Kendall. Rob Kendall from the Kendall and Casey Show. That's weekday mornings, 9 to noon on 93.1 FM. Or you can go online at WIBC.com. Today's game is going to feature the Peru Tigers as they travel over to do battle with the Central Catholic Knights. Both teams getting ready to go. They're manicuring the field right now. They're dragging the infield, trying to take all the impressions off the infield. We'll mention Peru Tigers did take infield, outfield practice. We'll mention the Knights had a complete ball game at the 12 noon hour. They played a game. It didn't quite go 2 hours, and they went against Logansport. Central Catholic captured a win. We'll mention a little bit about Logansport and Peru. Logansport Berries and the Peru Tigers. They're going to participate in the same sectional. I'm not sure, but if I was a Logansport Berry, I'd probably have a guy or two hanging around kind of watching this game for the opportunity to see the Peru Tigers. But I will mention Logansport has to get past the Twin Lakes Indians to be able to play the Peru Tigers in the semifinal. Peru Tigers, they drew a bye, so they got an easier path to the final game. We'll go ahead and mention that. Logansport Berries. Logansport Berries, their sectional will take place at Logansport, and it's Class 3A, Sectional 23. As mentioned, first game. It's going to be the only game that day. It'll be a 5 o'clock start on this Wednesday, the 28th of May. It's going to be Logansport and Twin Lakes. The winner of that game will come back on Saturday. They'll play a 3 o'clock game on the 31st. That will be the Peru Tigers and the winner of the Logansport Twin Lakes game. And we'll also mention on Thursday, still first round, it's going to be May 29th. The 5 o'clock game will be Western and West Lafayette. And then they'll hang around. They'll have a 7 o'clock game, around 7 o'clock, still on Thursday. So 2 games on Thursday the 29th, still first round. The final game that evening will be Maconaquah and Northwestern. And then the 2 winners of that evening games, I'll mention on Thursday, the 2 winners of those games will play each other in the second game on Saturday, the 31st. That'll be a 5 o'clock start or thereabout. And then the final game will happen on Monday, Memorial Day, June 2nd. That'll be a 5 p.m. first pitch. So they're getting ready for some baseball here. The Knights still have some bullpen activity. They're going to have a coaches meeting here momentarily. And we'll mention a little bit about the Peru Tigers. Peru Tigers, we'll mention last night, they got a win. So what, that was a ball game and a half. And they got a let me double check there, an 11-1 contest. The Peru Tigers got the win last night. We got some stats wrote down for them. And I think I have some here. We'll double check here. We'll get to that. We'll mention a little bit about the Peru Tigers. Peru Tigers, their high school has a school enrollment of 588. They're in Class 3A, Sectional 23, as mentioned. That'll be at Logansport, synthetic field turf. There'll be 7 teams in that sectional, and they will be alphabetically Logansport, Maconaquah, Northwestern, Peru, Twin Lakes, West Lafayette, Western. The principal at Peru High School is Paul Fry. The athletic director is Colin Quinn. And then Peru High School is located at 401 North Broadway, Peru, Indiana, 46970. You can dial them by telephone at 765-472-3301. And on the web, it's PeruTigers.com. They were the colors old gold and black. They participate in the Three Rivers Conference. there are 10 teams in the Three Rivers, and they are alphabetically Lewis Cass, Maconaquah, Manchester, Northfield, Northwestern, Peru, Rochester, Southwood, Wabash, Whitco. The head coach of the Peru Tigers is Coach Josh Olery. So Coach is going to exchange his, his lineup card. They're going to meet right there. Coach Olery going to meet with the home plate umpires. Coach Bourdonnais going to join in on the meeting at home plate. And I will mention I get to umpire. I umpired a plate game at Peru earlier this year. It might have been about 3, 4, 5 weeks ago. And I got to see the Peru Tigers middle school. They were mostly eighth graders. They might have been all eighth graders. They were playing Oak Hill. Peru Tigers got a decisive win. I mean, decisive 10-run rule. I think it was in the high teens for run total for Peru. But I will say Peru had some up and coming middle school baseball athletes. I saw the 4-hitter for Peru. I saw him homer. I was sitting here thinking a while ago, was that a grand slam? It might have been. But he homered to center field on the varsity field. And then his last at bat, he hit one to the warning track. They've got some players coming up for the Peru Tigers. We'll mention a little bit about the Lafayette Central Catholic Knights. The Central Catholic Knights, they have a school enrollment of 302. Their school was founded in 1956. The Knights currently have a 20-5 overall record. They're in Class 2A. They're playing the Success Factor this season. They're in Sectional 37, and they will play their sectional right here at Lafayette Central Catholic. There are 7 in their sectional, and they are alphabetically Benton Central, Delphi, LCC, North Montgomery, Rensselaer Central, Seeger, Western Boone. The principal at Central Catholic is Darrell Beck. The athletic director is Kim Bourdonnais. And then the athletic assistant, I should say the AD assistant, is Charlie Roberts. And the athletic trainer is Sarah Igo. She's assisted by Abigail J. G-Ski. And Central Catholic High School is located at 2410 South 9th Street, Lafayette, Indiana, 47909. You can reach them by telephone at 765-474-2496. On the web, it's lccathletics.com. They wear the collars navy blue and white. They perform in the Hoosier Conference. There are 9 teams in the Hoosier Conference. Alphabetically, they are Benton Central, Central Catholic, Hamilton Heights, Logansport, Rensselaer Central, Tipton Blue Devils, Twin Lakes, Indians, West Lafayette Red Devils, and the Western Panthers. The head coach for the Central Catholic Knights is Coach Tim Bourdonnais. He's a 1987 graduate from Central Catholic High School. So they're introducing the lineup right there for Peru. Peru going to wear the old gold uniform. They're wearing the tops, the bottoms, their old gold jerseys and pants. They got black numerals. Hallelujah. It was so difficult to see numbers on those red, white, and blue Logansport jerseys. But they did look nice. So they're getting ready to have the prayer and the national anthem. They'll have that in just a minute. Lineups. Again, I wanted to mention, I wasn't sure it got through the first game. But I think a couple days ago, I met a gentleman named Ron Martin. That was at Erica's. Erica's, that's a place to eat there in Noblesville by the bridge, first bridge. And I got to talk to Ron Martin. He and his wife, and Ron Martin and I talked quite a bit. And we kind of interrupted. I interrupted the meal, but he was voluntarily allowing me to interrupt. His food got cold, but he didn't reheat. What a gentleman, Ron Martin. He's a big sports fan, likes Caitlin Clark, likes the Pacers, likes the Chicago Bears, NFL in general. Local native to Noblesville. And I'm playing right now. Playing right now is Indianapolis, Indiana Fever. They started at 1. We're going to set this down.
Gotta have them on fire. Help these athletes to see the things that last in this changing world. And keep their eyes always fixed on you. Help them to be good students, strong athletes, and an example of help them to be just and fair in all of their endeavors. Give them the strength which comes from you alone. That's his precious word.
Strong voice. Here. Knights are going to wear the blue stirrups. The blue outside the shoulders. They're wearing the white uniforms, pinstripe in blue. So they're getting warmed up right now. We'll mention the pitcher in the ball game for the Knights. It's going to be Vince Talenko. Vince Talenko, where's number 25? We'll talk a little bit about Vince. Vince on the season, he's got 27 and 2/3 innings under his belt. This is appearance number 8. It is start number 8. He's faced 129 batters. He has thrown 378 pitches. His win-loss record is 5 wins, no losses. He's given up 28 hits, 15 runs. 9 of those runs were earned. He has walked 10 and he struck out 9. And that's what I have here. Struck out 9. And 2 of those strikeouts went down looking. The Knights around the diamond. The catcher for Vince Talenko is going to be Jackson Kane. Jackson Kane, the catcher, wears number 3. At first base, it's going to be number 30, Gus Sandberg. At second base, number 12, Alex Schumer. At shortstop, number 11, Mikey Stapleton. At third base, number 9, Hudson Gutwein. In left field, number 41, Brennan Van Kirk. In center field, number 13, Calvin Reisman. And in right field, number 33, DJ Gilkey. We will mention third batter in the lineup for the Knights going to be Lucas Gerke. He'll be the DH. He will bat in place of pitcher Vince Talenko. But they're getting ready to throw one down. Baseball, second game of the day for the Knights. First game for Peru. Should be a good contest. Peru 14 and 8 on the season. Knights 19 and 5. Peru had a ball game last night with Litco. That was a conference game. Peru got the win 11-1. And I think that was in 5 innings. And we'll mention them. Got some guys with some RBI, which are mentioned as they come up to the plate, second time through the lineup. So we're going to step in. It's going to be number 1 for the Peru Tigers. He'll be the leadoff batter in today's game. Gavin Eldridge. First pitch of the ball game. Talenko high for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Step back in, right-handed batter. Gavin Eldridge from the windup. Here comes the pitch. Pitch comes in, outside edge, strike call. 1 ball, 1 strike. Gavin Eldridge plays third base. member of the senior class. Breaking pitch finishes away, ball two. Two balls, one strike. Eldridge stays right in that box. Looks at third base. Coach gets his signals. Working out the windup. 2-1 pitch from Talenko. Pitch comes in above the zone. Ball three. Three balls, one strike. Game started right at 3 p.m. and it's 3:03. AT&T time. Here comes the 3-1 pitch from Talenko. Pitch comes in inside half, knee high. Taken for a strike. Count goes full. Full count. Leadoff batter Gavin Eldridge. Here comes the wind and the payoff pitch. Swung on, ground ball, shortstop off the glove. Mikey Stapleton had to veer pretty far to his left and stab at it off the glove. Base hit. Sure, it's going to be a base hit, and it is on the scoreboard. Leadoff batter Gavin Eldridge gets himself aboard with a base hit. Second batter in the lineup for the Peru Tigers. Going to be number 3, Isaac Braley. Isaac Braley, he's the shortstop. Another right-handed batter for the Tigers. Turning in, looking at signals. Vince Talenko out of a set position. Here's the pitch. Was going to square the bunt. Pulled the bat back. Get the ball high above the zone. One ball, no strikes. To Isaac Braley. Peering in, looking at signals, out of stretch. He'll check first base, out of the stretch. Now the set for Talenko. He can square the bunt, he pull the bat back, swing and a miss. It's a little fake bunt, swing away, came up empty, count goes 1-1. One ball, one strike, 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Not many signals given. Josh Ullery at third base, here's the pitch. Breaking pitch in there for a strike. Got the dish, broke down and away. Count goes 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Runner at first base, Gavin Eldridge got himself at first by a base hit. Nobody out. Second batter, top of the first. Here's the pitch. Low for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Peru Tigers may play Logansport in the semifinal round next weekend. That's 31st. Here comes the pitch. Swung on to pop one up. Playable. Be called for by the left fielder. Brennan Van Kirk makes the catch. Mikey Stapleton gave it an effort. Had to fight the sun. Brennan Van Kirk made an easy catch. There's one out. One out here in the top of the first. Staying put at first base is Gavin Eldridge. Stepping into bat, 3-hitter number 8, Bryce Hill. Bryce Hill going to step in. Looking out a stretch. Now the set. Talenko, here's the pitch. Breaking pitch for a strike. Talenko has a good curveball. He has good placements of that curveball. He'll step back in the rubber. 0-1 count, 1 out. Right-handed batter, Bryce Lee. Should say Bryce Hill. Going to take a shot to right field. There in right field, making the catch is DJ Gilkey for the second out here in the top of the first. So next batter going to step in. He's going to be the 4-hitter, Lucas Musser. He is the catcher. Where's number 17? Musser, a catcher, and a 4-hitter. That sounds like a Johnny Bench to me. Peering in, looking at signals. Out of stretch. Now the set position. Here comes the pitch. Swung on, ground ball, second base. Gutwein fields it. He's going to toss it over to shortstop. I beg your pardon. That was Alex Schumer. Schumer at second base. Flips it to Mikey Stapleton. Force out at second. So the Peru Tigers leave one aboard. That's Gavin Eldridge. And Gavin Eldridge comes up with a base hit in the top half of the first inning. After half an inning, there's no score here at Central Catholic High School. And we do thank you for tuning in. We'll talk a little bit about the sectional that will be held here. Lafayette Central Catholic going to host sectional 37. That's in Class 2A. 7 teams. It's going to take 6 games to complete. First game will happen. There'll only be one game on Wednesday the 28th at 6 o'clock. Ball game. It'll be Lafayette Central Catholic Knights and the Rensselaer Central Bombers. The winner of that game will come back on Saturday, the 31st, and they'll play a 1 o'clock game with Benton Central Bison. On Thursday, after that first game, Thursday the 29th, the 5:30 game, it'll be the Delphi Oracles and the North Montgomery Chargers. And then following that game, it will be a 7:30 start again on Thursday the 29th. It'll be the Western Boone Stars and the Seeger Patriots. And we'll mention that of the two games on Thursday, the two winners will come back on Saturday. They'll play a 3:30 contest on the 31st. And then the winners on Saturday will come back. Championship game will be Monday, Memorial Day, June the 2nd. That will be a 6 o'clock ball game, just one game, championship game on Monday the 2nd at 6 o'clock. So they're going to throw one down. We'll mention doing the pitching is Dylan Hayob. Dylan Hayob will mention. He wears number 5. Dylan Hayob on the season. He's got an ERA of 3.04. He's got 5 wins, 2 losses. This is appearance number 8. He's got 23 innings under his belt. He's given up 31 hits. 22 runs, 10 were earned. 10 walks, 15 strikeouts. He's faced 119 batters. And that's a total of 378 pitches. And he's hit 4 batters along the way. Stepping in for the Knights, number 9, Hudson Gutwine. Right-handed batter facing the left, Dylan Hayob. First pitch from Hayob. Inside and low, ball 1. I do have stats for the Knights, but it's 24 game stats. And the Knights have played 25 games. No time to adjust those between the Logansport and Peru game. Second pitch comes in, breaking pitch, backdoor, strike called. 1 ball, 1 strike. Working from the windup, both feet on the rubber. Peering over the glove, here comes a pitch from Dylan Hayob. High for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. Looking right there on the diamond. Peering in over the glove. Here comes the wind and the 2-1 pitch. Ball comes in. Ball 3, just above the zone. Working it right there. Stepping in on the rubber. Getting ready to pitch. Looking over the glove. Here comes a 3-1 pitch to Gutwine. Strike called, outside edge. Count goes 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Step back in. From the windup, here comes the pitch. High and tight, breaking pitch, end up inside. Ball 4. And Hudson Gutwine going to jog down to first base. Gutwine I have on the season. He picks up walk number 24, which leads the team. Leadoff batter, Hudson Gutwine. So some signals going to be given out in front of the plate by catcher Lucas Musser with a runner on base. That's Hudson Gutwine. Stepping into bat for the Knights, the 2-hitter, number 12, Alex Schumer. Well, Alex Schumer, left-handed batter's box. Facing the left, Hayob, here's the pitch. Pitch comes in just above the zone, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Step back in. Peering in, looking at signals. Hayob out of the stretch, now the set. Square in early, he'll pull the bat back, does Schumer. Ball goes by, right across the zone, strike called. Count goes 1-1. Gavin Eldridge right there at third base was coming in the field of bunt. He's in on the lip of the grass. 1 ball, 1 strike. Out of the set. Here comes the pitch. Foul ball back to the screen. Coach Fortney trying to get a runner in the scoring position. He may anticipate a low-scoring ball game. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Peering in, looking at signals. Now out of the set. Dylan Hayhouse. Here comes the pitch to Schumer. Again, high above the zone. Hayhouse kind of releasing the ball a little bit early. That follow through. Put those fingertips imaginarily in the glove of the catcher. Learned that from Rob Yeary, travel coach for my son and his son. Breaking pitch finishes above the zone. Ball three. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Runner at first base is Hudson Gutwine. Second batter here in the bottom of the first. 3-2 count on Schumer. Out of set. Comes a 3-2. Swung on and take it back to center field. It's going to get some grass. Base hit. One hop in the glove of Reese Beller. And he'll toss it back in. It's a base hit off the bat of Alex Schumer. Much better a base hit than a ball four. So 2 aboard for the Knights. First and second base. Next batter going to step in for Central Catholic. Number 10, Lucas Gerke. Stepping in, left-handed pitcher. Dylan Hayhouse. Peering in, looking at signals. He'll step off the back of the rubber. And Lucas Messer going to jog out and have some conversation with his pitcher. Dylan Hayhouse wears number 5. He's a member of the junior class. He's listed as a left-handed pitcher and an outfielder. So Lucas Gerke being played to pull the ball from center fielder Reese Beller. Lucas Gerke hits the ball the other way, probably a better percentage than pulling the baseball. Now the set, here comes a pitch. He's going to square the bunt. Third baseline, the bunt's good. Picked up by third baseman. Nobody there at first base to take the throw. So the Knights load the bases. The bunt was played beautifully by Gavin Eldridge. He checked the runners and he was going to make a throw to first, but not able to do so. So Jackson Kane. Jackson Kane of the Knights going to step in. 4-hitter for the Knights. Nobody out. Bases loaded for the Knights. The infield is in. Working from the windup. Dylan Hayhouse. Got the signal. Here comes first pitch to Jackson Kane. Pitch comes in right down meridian. Might have been thigh high. Strike called. We'll step back in. 0-1 count. Peering in. Signals. Hayhouse. Here comes a second pitch to Kane. Backdoor curveball just missed outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Second game of the day. A lot of fun times to be had on a baseball diamond. Peering in, looking at signals. Hayhouse. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Pitch comes in high above the zone. Ball 2. 2-1 count to Jackson Kane. Jackson Kane in the earlier game came up with a double. He hit the left center, hit the bottom of the base of the wall. Here comes the 2-1 pitch from Hayhouse. Pitch comes in high above the zone. Ball 3. 3-1 count. Nowhere to put him. 3-1 count. Jackson Kane may be seeing the best pitch of his at-bat here in the first inning. Here comes a 3-1 pitch from Hayhouse. Pitch comes in. Healthy cut. Swing and a miss. Kane looking for a good pitch there. He got it. He took a healthy cut. Jackson Kane on the season. He's got 21 RBI. Working from the windup. Dylan Hayhouse. Here comes a 3-2 pitch. Healthy cut. Swing and a miss. So he'll set Jackson down on strikes. Swinging. And there's 1 out here in the the bottom of the first inning. Next batter to step in for Central Catholic. It'll be number 11, Mikey Stapleton. Right-handed batter. Bases loaded. Bottom of the first. On deck is Gus Sandberg. Here comes the pitch. Pitch comes in just above the zone. Ball 1. Dylan Hayhouse, he's not far off. He's just missing that release point. When he finds that, he's going to have easy sailing with the fastball and the strike zone. Here comes a set. Here comes the pitch. Pitch comes in, breaking pitch for a strike. Might have been a slider, not a lot of break on that pitch, but good enough for strike one. One ball, one strike, one out. Bases loaded. Knights batting in the bottom of the first inning. There's no score. Here comes the pitch. Swung on, foul ball. Pulled it severely left side. Right there up against the Peru Tigers' third base dugout. Count goes 1-2. One ball, two strikes. Five hitter for the Knights. Number 11, Mikey Stapleton. Plays shortstop. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Swung on, bound. Going to take it back up the middle on the ground. It's going to get to the center fielder, Reese Beller. One run comes in to score. Now a second run. They'll try to get third base with the runner, and they wouldn't get him. As he's out at third. That's a second out in the inning. And coming in to score for the Knights. The three runs, I should say. Schumer, Gutwein. I should say just Schumer and Gutwein score runs. There's two runs in. There are two out. So an out is recorded at third base. Two outs in the inning. Mikey Stapleton comes up with a 2 RBI single, and he takes second base on the throw to third base. They're stepping in. Sandberg, first pitch, goes right into left field. It's going to get down. It's going to be a fair ball on the left field line and go up against the wall right there by the 325 fair pole, and he'll end up at second base standing up with a double. A 1 RBI double off the bat of Sandberg coming in to score with Mikey Stapleton. Knights have 3 runs in. There are 2 out. Bottom of the first inning. Left-handed batter. DJ Gilkey facing the lefty pitcher. Dylan Hayob. Runner at second base is Sandberg. Going to be a shot over the second baseman's head. Going to just get over his glove. Goes into right field. Picked up by Devin Evans. He'll toss it in. He'll hit the cutoff. That's the first baseman, Bryce Hill. So Knights have 2 aboard. There's a runner on first and third base. Base hit there off the bat of DJ Gilkey. DJ Gilkey on the season picks up hit number 16. It's 11 singles on the season for Gilkey. Right-handed batter stepping in. Calvin Reisman, center fielder. Here comes a pitch from Hayob. Ground ball, shortstop. May take it himself. He'll flip it to second base. That was Isaac Braley giving it over to Jacob Boswell. Boswell gets the out, and the Knights are out of the inning. Knights leave 1 aboard. Knights come up with 3 runs and 4 hits here in the bottom of the first inning. After 1 complete, Central Catholic 3, Peru 0. And we'll mention today's ball game is in parts being brought to you by Honey Creek Resort. What a beautiful place to be. You can plan your vacation or maybe a weekend getaway. Honey Creek Resort with 840 acres of fantastic nature, fun, and recreation adventures are only a 1 day's drive away. That's Honey Creek Resort in southern Iowa, where fellow Hoosiers Beth and Terry Henderson have an amazing lodge and cabins with fabulous fishing, boating, golfing, horse carriages, and much more. Truly amazing adventures and hospitality await you at honeycreekresort.com. You can make your group, business, and family getaway reservations today. You can call 641-724-1450. Again, please call 641-724-1450. Honey Creek Resort. See what, that's right there in southern Iowa. We've been there a couple of times, my wife. We are looking for the right time to go back. I'd go back every weekend if it was up to me. It's a 7-hour trip from Hamilton County, Indiana. It's 430 miles, but the travel itself is fun all in itself. it's a good way to go. So stepping in, going to bat for the Peru Tigers. Left-handed batter, number 11. He's a 5-hitter. That's Reese Beller. Reese Beller, center fielder. First pitch from Talenko. Swung on and take a drive to right field. Got a lot of it. It's going to be a foul ball. Foul ball just right side of the fair pole. I thought that was going to be gone. I was wondering if it'd be fair or foul. And I think it just went up against the wall. Got a good cut on that one. Left-handed batter, number 11, Reese Beller. Look at his stats real quick. Reese Beller. That might have been his first home run. It looked like it could go. Here comes the wind and the 0-1 pitch. Ground ball. Will be fielded by the first baseman. And he'll flip it. That is Gus Sandberg flips it to Talenko and just does get the base runner. And that was Reese Beller. There's one out here in the top of the second inning. Next batter going to step in, another left-handed batter, 6-hitter. Number 5, Dylan Hayop. He is the pitcher for the Peru Tigers. They do have some bullpen activity. Don't let that fool you. It's just getting loose. Pitch comes in, outside edge, strike call. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Pitching from the windup, Vince Talenko. Here comes the wind and the pitch. Swing and miss. Strike 2. That was outside edge. Took a wave at it. Count goes 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Top of the second inning. A beautiful day. They said about 70 degrees. Might be a little bit warmer than that. Here comes the pitch. Ground ball. Second base can be fielded by Schumer. He'll flip it next door. Get the put out with Gus Sandberg. And there are 2 outs here in the top of the second. So next batter going to step in for the Peru Tigers. Going to be the number 6. They'll check there. Number 6, Devin Evans. He's the 7-hitter. Plays right field. Right-handed batter. First pitch. You check, he swing. It comes in. It's called strike. No balls, 1 strike. Has those red fluorescent batting gloves on. They are noticeable. But if they work, what's the difference? Here's the pitch. Breaking pitch. Called for a strike. Count goes 0-2. Right-handed batter, Devin Evans, right fielder, 7-hitter. Working out a wind-up. Vince Talenko. Here's the pitch. Going to call him out. Going to call that a strike 3. I'm not quite sure. That's kind of a bummer when you need a 40-inch bat. It still wouldn't help. So he'll strike him out. He'll set him down looking. And the Knights get out of the inning. And the Peru Tigers come up with no runs. And they come up with 1 hit. And we'll mention after 1.5, Central Catholic 3, Peru Tigers 0. We'll also mention this game is in parts being brought to you by Lisa Stokes Bear. Lisa Stokes Bear, that's Century 21. Real estate agent with a high real estate IQ that will work for the benefit of you. Lisa specializes in residential and corporate relocations. She has a vast knowledge with more than 25 years, actually 26, approaching 27 years of question answering experience. Let Lisa look or let Lisa list. Each home is precious. Lisa Stokes Bear, Century 21. Sheets Company. To reach her by phone or by text message, 317-513-4086. Again, 317-513-4086. So the Peru Tigers will go around the diamond. Again, their pitcher is Dylan Hayop, wears number 5. His catcher, Lucas Musser, wears number 17. At first base, it's Bryce Hill, number 8. At second base, Jacob Boswell, he wears number 2. At shortstop, Isaac Braley wears number 3. Third base, it's Gavin Eldridge. He wears number 1. In left field, number 10, Lucas Olery. In center field, number 11, Chris Beller. And in right field, number 6, Devin Evans. The DH for the Tigers is number 22, William Rodriguez. He is batting in place of left fielder number 10, Lucas Ulrich. Stepping in for the Knights will be the 9-hitter, Brennan Van Kirk. Where's number 41? So working from the windup, Dylan Hayop. Here comes the wind. First pitch to Van Kirk. Swung on. Nope. You'll check his swing. You'll take a curveball across the dish. Strike called. So Brennan Van Kirk facing that lefty. He throws that back to a curveball. That was right at the plate. Broke inside. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Swung on and foul it back to the screen. No balls, 2 strikes. 9-hitter for Central Catholic. Plays left field. Plays a good left field. That's Brennan Van Kirk. Here comes the wind and the pitch from Hayop. So the breaking pitch. Good block there by catcher Lucas Musser. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Center fielder Reese Beller playing Van Kirk to pull the baseball. Here comes the 1-2 pitch from Hayop. Pitch comes in. Call outside edge, a strike. That plate's pretty wide in this ball game. So 1 out here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Next batter going to step in. It's going to be Hudson Gutwein. He's the 1-hitter for the Knights. We'll mention in 23 games, he had a 373 batting average, 580 on base percentage. Here comes the wind and the pitch from Hayop. Swung on, foul ball. Going to get him in the box here. Not too bad. Count goes 0-1. I tell you what, Hudson Gutwein probably thinking that baseball might be more of a contact sport than football. I'm not sure. He'll walk that one off. As mentioned before, Hudson Gutwein, a tremendous receiver for Coach Brian May. And that's a shame. He's going to graduate. He's a senior. He's going to go on and capture his next education. He'll step back in. No balls, 1 strike. 1 out. From the windup, Dylan Hayop. Here's the pitch. Swung on, ground ball fair, right down the 3rd baseline. Went over the bag. And we picked up in foul territory, actually. Picked up by Lucas Ulrich. And Hudson Gutwein gets himself aboard again here in the ball game, this time with a base hit. So next batter to step in for the Knights with 1 out is Alex Schumer. Alex Schumer, left-handed batter. Schumer going to step in. And at first base is Hudson Gutwein. Dylan Hayop going to pitch from a stretch. He's staring right at Hudson Gutwein. He's a left-handed pitcher. A lot of advantage there for a base runner. Pitch comes in low, ball 1. I should say against a base runner. A base runner at first base, a little bit more nervous with a left-handed pitcher. I would guess so. I'm speaking from experience. I don't have much. Here comes the pitch. Ground balls, left, right side, foul ball. Glove right there by first base coach, A.J. Bordnick. Bordnick pitched and played shortstop for the Knights. He just graduated, Purdue Boilermaker graduate. That is wonderful. Working out of the stretch, now the set. Checks first base. Here's the pitch. Taking off for second base is Gutwein. Gutwein going to slide in. He'll pop up like Lou Brock back in the day. And he's got another stolen base. Hudson Gutwein, stolen base number 14 on the season. Been thrown out twice. So 2 balls, 1 strike to Schumer. Working from the stretch. Dylan Hayop, runner at second base is Gutwein. There's 1 out. Here comes the pitch. Inside a ball. A ball right there in the box with him. Count goes 3-1. 3 balls, 1 strike. 1 out. Here and in, looking at signals. Dylan Hayop. Out of the set, you'll check second. Here's the pitch. Swung on, ground ball, first base, foul. Just foul. He still gloved it. That's Bryce Hill at first base. So Gutwein going to have to jog back to second base. Count is 3-1. 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Stepping back in the rubber, Dylan Hayoff going to get signals from his catcher, Lucas Musser. Now out of set position. He'll check second. I take that back to 3-2 count. Here comes the payoff. Going to take a shot to right field. Going to back up the right fielder, Devin Evans. He'll make the catch. And Gutwein will fake a tag. He'll go back to second base. A nice throw from right field, Devin Evans. And Gutwein stays put. So 2 outs. 2 outs here in the bottom of the second inning. Runner in scoring position at second base for Lucas Gerke. Step in to the closed stance. He is the DH to start this ball game. He's batting in place of Vince Talenko, the pitcher. Out of set. Hayoff. Here's the pitch. Swung on and take it the other way. A foul ball out of play. So no balls, 1 strike. Hudson Gutwein gonna try to make it back to second base. They don't enforce that rule much, but after a foul ball, you're supposed to tag the base you were previously at. Gutwein has not seen that rule. Here comes the pitch. He's taking off for third base. There's a throw comes in from Musser. Trying to dodge the throw there was Eldridge, and the ball goes into left field. Coming on in to score is Hudson Gutwein. The Knights have 1 run in here in the bottom of the second inning. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs. Lucas Gerke going to bat with nobody on. A step back in. Left-handed batter facing the lefty. Dylan Hayoff. Peering in, looking at signals. Catcher Lucas Musser. Here comes a windup in the 1-1 pitch. Swung on, he'll pop it up. Playable, third baseman. Third baseman going to give a play right there in foul territory. Easy catch for Gavin Eldridge. And the Peru Tigers are out of the inning. Knights leave 1 aboard. Knights pick up 1 run here in the bottom of the second inning. After 2 completes, Central Catholic 4, Peru 0. Tigers going to come to bat here in the top of the third inning. And we'll also mention this game is in parts being brought to you by Scott G. Scott G, the Scott Gagshaw. When time is good, when you share, you should. Share and share alike. Support Indiana middle school and high school athletics. We'll also mention this game is in part being brought to you by Fritz and Fishers. Fritz and Fishers and Fritz in Noblesville. Celebrating 43 years in business. It's a car business in the heart of the Nickel Plate District. That's right there in Fishers, Indiana. If you've not been to Fishers, Noblesville, or Westfield lately, you might open your eyes and find out you may be looking at the same city. They have all increased their city right there. Anyway, we'll mention they have late model cars at Fritz and Fishers and late model trucks. Each vehicle, free delivery inspection. They have 2 Hamilton County locations. They've got Fritz in Fishers. That's at 8599 East 116th Street. 317-842-2228. Their second location is in Noblesville. It's actually between Noblesville and Westfield along State Road 32. You can reach them by dialing 317-773-2232. Fritz in Fishers.com. FRITC. Stepping into bat for Peru. Number 2, he's an 8-hitter, Jacob Boswell. First pitch, he'll go the other way with it. Get some air under it. Dan Kirk going to come in and make a catch. Thought that ball initially could get down. Out number 1. Here at the top of the third inning. Next batter going to step in. We're going to see the 9-hitter. Number 22, William Rodriguez. He is the DH, right-handed batter, batting in place of left fielder, Lucas Ullery. First pitch comes in above the zone, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Here comes a wind in the pitch from Talenko. Pitch comes in right down meridian. About thigh high. It's a called strike. Count goes 1-1. comes a wind in the pitch. Salenko moving quick. Gonna be a shot down the third base line. Hudson Gutwein couldn't get it. It was a rocket off the bat of Rodriguez. He gets himself aboard with an impressive base hit down the third base line. Thrown back in by the left fielder, Brennan Van Kirk. So next batter, we're going to see the one hitter. He is the leadoff batter in today's ballgame. That's number one, Gavin Eldridge. Gavin Eldridge in 22 games, batting 357, 442 on base percentage. Plate appearances 86, at bat 70. Breaking pitch in there for a strike. Good placement by Vince Talenko. Count goes 0-1. So Gavin Eldridge, he has 25 hits on the season. And that's in 22 ball games. Here's the pitch. Swung on, he'll pop it to right field. Playable. DJ Gilkey call it and make the catch halfway out into the grass. There are 2 out here in the top of the third. Stepping in for Peru is going to be number 3, Isaac Braylon. He's a shortstop. He's a 2-hitter. He's also played in all 22 games. And they have 6 players that have done that, played in all 22. Out of set. Here comes the pitch. Pitch comes in high above the zone, ball 1. Isaac Braylon, number 3, batting 388, 494 on base percentage. He has 26 hits on the season. Just a pitch. Foul ball back to the screen. Just underneath the baseball. Isaac Braylon. He has 19 singles, 6 doubles, 0 triples, and he has 1 home run. Working out a stretch. Now the set. Here comes the pitch from Talenko. Breaking pitch finishes high. Snap throw to first base by Kane. Nearly got him. Good effort there by Sandberg. Put the tag on it. Safe back at first is William Rodriguez. Peering in, looking at signals. 2 balls, 1 strike. Out of the set position, here's the pitch. Swung on and popped it foul. Left side out of play. Always wondered, how do you hit a foul ball left side, right-handed batter when it goes over the dugout? But he did it. Count goes 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Peering in, looking at signals. Out of the stretch, Talenko. Now the set position. 2-2, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Breaking pitch just missed above the zone. That was a slow breaking pitch. Just missed. Profile view might have looked a bit tall too. 3-2 count. Out of the set. Here's the pitch. Not much of a set there. Ball goes back out of play. Talenko pretty fortunate there that wasn't called a quick pitch. The set position. Sometimes if you're an umpire, you're not ready for that. If it happens and you're too late to call it, then it's too late to be called. That might have been the situation. Here comes a 3-2 pitch. Going to take it to center field. Going to back up the center fielder. That's Calvin Reisman, and he'll make the catch. So the Knights dead out of the inning. They leave 1 aboard. There's a base hit from William Rodriguez. We'll go to the bottom of the 3rd inning after 2.5. Central Catholic 4. Peru 0. The Knights are going to bat in the bottom of the 3rd. We'll also mention this game is in part being brought to you by Reynolds Farm Equipment. They are family owned and operated since 1955. They can help you to increase your yield. It's Reynolds Farm Equipment. They have tractors, combines, corn pickers, lawn mowers, etc. Genuine John Deere equipment. New and used equipment available. Extraordinarily the best in the business. It's Reynolds Farm Equipment. You can find them at their Atlanta, Indiana location. It's right there on US 31 at 276th Street, Hamilton County. They also have a nearby location that's in Lebanon. Lebanon, pretty much a newer establishment right there. It's right there off of 65. It's on the east side of I-65. And check out the roads there. One's an Indianapolis Road, one's an Indianapolis Avenue. They're on opposite sides of 65. And I've been the culprit of them looking for an establishment too long on the wrong road. We will also mention Reynolds. They have 5 locations. Reynolds Farm Equipment, you can dial them at either location, 800 333 6947. That's 800 333 6947. That's Reynolds Farm Equipment. Right back. Jackson King. Jackson King. Bad here. Bottom. That's the third inning. Right-handed batter. Still pitching from the windup is Dylan Hayob. 2 feet on the rubber. Peering in, looking at signals over the glove. Here comes the wind in the first pitch to Kane. Breaking pitch right in there for a strike. A backdoor curveball. Backdoor means backdoor curveball is a right-handed batter, left-handed pitcher. He throws the curveball. It starts outside. It climbs its way back in. He's trying to get that outside edge. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Pitch comes in. Foul ball, right side, out of play. And right over there by Charlie Roberts, assistant AD. And the fence protected him. So no balls, 2 strikes. Peering in, looking at signals. Out of the windup. Here comes the wind and the pitch. Backdoor curveball, he'll fight it off. We'll take it out of play, right side. 2 strikes on Jackson. Jackson's going to have to fight some off. 0-2 pitch. Dylan Hayob, not going to give him something to hit. Peering in, looking at signals. Hayob. Peering in. Got a signal. Here comes the 0-2 to Kane. Pitch comes in high, ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Jackson Kane in 24 games, batting .362, .511 on base percentage. Got 26 hits on the season. Comes the pitch. Pitch comes in, breaking pitch. Got the ditch. Broke low and inside. He called strike. So he'll walk back in the dugout. There's 1 out here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Stepping into bat for the Knights. 5-hitter, number 11, Mikey Stapleton. Stapleton in 23 games, batting .386, .472 on base percentage. He has 27 hits on the season. Here comes a pitch by Hayob. The thick one to right field is going to get the gap. It's going to get down. It's going to be a base hit. Center fielder, Reese Speller, going to cut it off. Going to try to make it into second base, and he did. He slid a bit early, but he got a good slide on the dirt. And I think Peru kind of wondering about the call. He was actually probably there. I have a good view from up here. I do have a good vantage point. I'm thankful. Sometimes I get a little bit boisterous on maybe some ball strikes. But I apologize for that. I also umpire played on middle school. But they're going to talk about the tag there. Mikey Stapleton slid a bit early, but I believe he was safe. The tag was late. And circumstantial outs, they aren't for real. Circumstantial outs shouldn't be called. They should be objective outs. So safe at second is Mikey Stapleton. Stepping in, number 30, Gus Sandberg. Out of set position, Hayob. Here comes the pitch. Just above the zone, ball 1. Sandberg looking for signals. Just a hand clap signal going on with Coach Bourgnay. 1 ball, no strikes. Mikey Stapleton at second. A little bit of the crooked lead. He'll straighten it out now on the baseline. Out of set. Here comes the pitch from Hayob. Outside of ball. Buster trying to frame that pitch. If you're going to try to frame with a forearm, you're not going to get the strike. But if you can frame pretty good with the wrist, umpire will give you a strike for your efforts. Out of set. Check second base. Here comes the pitch. Pitch comes in tight, inside low. Breaking pitch, 3-0 count. 3 balls, no strikes. Step back in. Might have a green light, but I doubt it. Might be a take signal right here. Universal take signal. Out of a set position. Dylan Hayob. Here comes the pitch. Pitch comes in. Strike called. Outside half. When I say outside half or inside half, I'm talking about outside half of the plate. Plate is 17 inches, 8.5 is the middle. It's also 17 inches deep. We're working from the stretch, now the set. Here comes pitch. Swung on, ground ball. Shortstop, gloved it. Go to second base, make the tag. He's safe at second. Good effort there. That was not a bad play. Isaac Braley fielded the ground ball. It's going to be a fielder's choice for Sandberg. He'll reach base. And the Knights get a runner on third base. Good effort and probably the right play, but just didn't work out. Executing it didn't execute quite the same as they were thinking. Stepping in, DJ Gilkey. Runners at first and third. One out. Peering in, looking at signals. Hayab out of the set. Here comes the pitch. Swung on, ground ball foul, right side. Picked up by Cooper Renback. Bullpen catcher at the moment. So no balls, one strike. DJ Gilkey steps back in. Got himself aboard with a base hit. First time up. DJ Gilkey batting .278, 451 on base percentage. Pitch comes in. He'll take a shot down the right field line. Just foul. About 6'8", maybe 10 feet foul. He'll come back and pick up his bat. 0-2 count. DJ Gilkey in 22 games. 72 plate appearances. 54 at-bats. He got a base hit last time up. 16 on the season. He now has 11 base hits, 5 doubles. Here comes the set. Hayab. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Outside of ball. Good block by Lucas Musser. Peru Tiger catcher. I tell you what, over at Peru, catchers got to be pretty good. They got a funnel behind home plate. It goes deep. It's a funnel. Probably the best catcher in every game. Their team might win the game. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Out of set. Here comes a pitch from Hayab. Swung on, swinging and miss. There are 2 outs. 2 outs here in the bottom of the third inning. Knights have no runs in. Trying to get the run in. The runner at third base. His runners at first and third. Getting ready to step in for Central Catholic is the 8-hitter, number 13, right-handed batter. In 14 games, he got a .250 on base percentage. .250 in this ball game. He's playing center field. Now a stretch, now set. Here comes the pitch. This comes in, strike called. They'll throw to second base. They're going to get it in a pickle. They're going to score a run. Got a pickle between first and second base. It's Hudson. It's actually Sandberg. Sandberg's going to be tagged out. It took about 3, maybe 4 throws. They say you want to get the runner out, in 3 throws or less. But nevertheless, they record the out. And Peru is out of the inning. So the Knights pick up 1 in the bottom of the third. It's a 5-0 contest. Peru Tigers going to bat in the top of the 4th inning. We'll also mention this game is in parts being brought to you by Camino and Company. That's Camino and Company. They're in downtown Noblesville, right there on the courthouse square. They're on the northeast side of the square. You'll find them there. Camino and Company is a mobile flower shop brought to you by local flower farmers and providers. They have small business partners and the CNC founders. Their mascot is a 1984 El Camino SS, which belongs to V.E. Witham. V.E. Witham is the grandpa of Carly Witham Elbreth. Carly Witham is the owner of Camino and Company, and she works feverishly. And as she's kind, she gets along with anybody and everybody. If you'll give her a call, she'll work for you. And she'll work mobile. She'll be at your wedding. She'll be at your different occasions. You can call her by phone. Her number is 317-833-7982. Again, Carly, her number is 317-833-7982. Their goal at Camino and Company It's to please each customer from their concepts to the Camino and Company completion. Find them online at camino-and-company.com. Stepping in, right into the batter. First pitch from Talenko. Breaking pitch, got the dish. Strike called. Three hitter in the batter's box. That's Bryce Hill. Bryce Hill stepping in. He went 2 RBI versus Whitco last night. He went 2 for 3 in the ball game. Pitch comes in, ball high, 1 ball, 1 strike. Bryce Hill, 2 RBI versus Whitco last night. Pitch comes in, ground ball. Be fielded by shortstop Mikey Stapleton. He'll load up, he'll throw across the diamond, and they'll get the put out with Gus Sandberg. And there's 1 out here in the top of the 4th inning. So next batter going to step in, number 17, Lucas Musser. Last night, Lucas Musser got 1 RBI on a sacrifice fly. He had 4 plate appearances. He had 2 at-bats. So he's responsible for 1 of the runs last night versus Whitco with their win over Whitco. Breaking pitch, going to pop it up on the infield. Playable. Gus Sandberg giving it a look. He'll catch it right about where he would play the position. And there are 2 outs here in the top of the 4th. So stepping in, getting ready to bat. Going to be 5 hitter. Number 11, Reese Beller. Left-handed batter, Reese Beller stepping in. Reese Beller also 1 RBI last night. He went 2 for 3. You're going to take one the other way in left field. On this offering, it's going to be caught by left fielder Brendan Van Kirk. And the Knights get out of the inning with a 1-2-3 inning. And the Knights are going to bat here in the bottom of the 4th after 3.5. Central Catholic 5, Peru 0. And what a ball game. I tell you what, both these teams probably looking forward to later on this week. We'll mention Peru Tigers. Peru Tigers, they will play next Saturday, the semifinal round in their sectional. That'll be at Logansport, Class 3A. Sectional 23 at Logansport. They'll get the bye. They'll either play the winner. I should say they will play the winner of Logansport Twin Lakes. Logansport Twin Lakes, they'll play the lone game on Wednesday, 5 o'clock. So Logansport Twin Lakes, wondering which one's going to win that game. They'll play Peru on Saturday, next Saturday, at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So they're familiar with the 3 o'clock start. That's what today's start was also. So catcher coming over. That's Lucas Musser. Had to put his gear on. Going to throw it around the diamond. Going to go with a new pitcher for the Peru Tigers. We'll mention both teams. I'm not sure how long the pitching will go. I'm not sure at all about Talenko. Not for me to know. But I will say that Peru Tigers, you got some pitchers. You're kind of saving some pitching. You know who you're probably going to pitch next Saturday. And I would guess that they're going to pitch number 2, Jacob Boswell. Jacob Boswell, he's 5-3. I'm not sure. He's got 45 innings under his belt. That's Boswell for Peru. But right now on the pitcher's rubber is number 3, Isaac Braley. Isaac Braley's got a 1.66 ERA. He's hit 2 batters along the way. He's got 1 win, no losses. This is going to be appearance number 7. Got 12 2/3 innings pitched this year. He's given up 11 hits, 3 runs. All 3 runs were earned. He has walked 9. He has struck out 9. He has faced 57 batters. He has thrown 222 pitches. And I owe these stats to Max Preps. Max Preps isn't always 100% right, but I think they're 99%. And if you didn't know, Max Preps is owned by CBS Sports. A lot of people don't look at the fine print there, but I do on that one. That's pretty kind for them to put that much work in. Here comes the first pitch from Braley. Pitch comes in low and inside. Ball 1. To number 13, Calvin Reisman, center fielder. Here comes a wind and the 1-0 pitch. Swung on, ground ball, second base. Fielded by Boswell. That's Jacob Boswell. You throw over next door, get the put out with Bryce Hill. There's 1 out here in the top of the fifth inning. Take that back. Top of the fourth. We'll double check. Not quite sure. Yep, it is. It is the top of the fourth inning. So stepping into bat, Central Catholic. Number 41, Brennan Van Kirk. Here comes the pitch. Outside half, knee high, strike called. Count goes 0-1 to Van Kirk. Van Kirk batting 370. Now right-handed batter's box. Here comes the pitch. Swung on, ground ball. Going to go up the middle. Couldn't quite reach it. Near the shortstop's glove as Isaac Braley. And picked up in center field by Reese Beller. So, Brennan Van Kirk gets himself aboard with hit number 18 on the season. His base hit number 17. He got one double. Stepping in, Gutwein. Going to bat third time in the ball game. That's in Gutwein. 23 games, batting 370. Here comes the pitch. Swung on. They go out of play. Isaac Braley doing the pitching. Making an offer. First pitch there. That's in Gutwein. Sometimes he likes to watch a pitch or two. Let's step back in. Right-handed batter working from the stretch. Right-handed pitcher. Isaac Braley. Here's the pitch. Low for a ball. Good block by catcher Lucas Musser. 1 ball, 1 strike. I tap 1 aboard, 1 out. Bottom of the fourth inning. Working out a stretch. Now the set. Here comes the pitch. Low and inside. Ball 2. Hudson Gutwein, on base percentage of .580. He entered last game, the 12 noon game, with 100 plate appearances. Gets comes in tight. Ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike. 1 out. Here from the stretch. Now the set for Braley. Here's the pitch. Outside, ball 4. So Van Kirk is going to jog over to second base. Hudson Gutwein going to jog to first base with base on balls, number 25 on the season. Hudson Gutwein leads the team with base on balls. Lead off that. Stepping in, Alex Schumer. For 12, Alex Schumer. Step in, made a little spot for him to stand. With 1 out. Runners at first and second base. Out of set position, Isaac Braley. First pitch, right across the dish. Strike called. So no balls, 1 strike. Peer in, look at signals out of the stretch. Look at second base. Now again out of the set. Go check again. Here's the 0-1 pitch. In a foul one. Going to be playable. In the field of play, third baseman giving it a call. That's Gavin Eldridge. Double check there. And there's 2 outs on the diamond. So going to step into bat now is number 10, Lucas Gerke. In 24 games, they've played 25 now. And then here comes the first pitch. Outside edge strike call with a fastball from Braley. Lucas Gerke, 328 batting average, 533 on base percentage. Step back in, tap the plate. Working from the stretch, now the set. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. High above the zone, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Runners at first and second base for the Knights. There are 2 out. At the bottom of the 4th, here comes the pitch. Ground ball. First base, going to take it himself. He'll tag the bag, and they'll get the final out. That's Bryce Hill. And the Knights leave 2 aboard. They come up with no runs in the bottom of the 4th inning. After 4 complete. Central Catholic 5. Peru 0. And Peru Tigers going to come to bat here in the top of the 5th inning. So both teams having fun on a Saturday afternoon. I know the Knights completed their school year. Coach Borden told me, I think it was Friday. Friday they had a morning session or maybe the last day. So they're having fun, getting ready for summertime. Right now it's still springtime. High school baseball. And the Knights, their sectional is going to be like this. They'll play here at Central Catholic. It'll be Class 2A versus, Class 2A, sectional 37. There will be 7 teams. It'll take 6 games to get through the sectional. Game 1, there'll only be one game on Wednesday, the 28th. It's a few days away. And that'll be a 6 o'clock start. It'll be Lafayette Central Catholic Knights and the Rensselaer Central Bombers. The winner of that game will come back on Saturday. We'll play a 1 o'clock game on Saturday, the 31st, with the Benton Central Bison. And we'll also mention on Thursday. Thursday, there'll be 2 games. It'll be the 29th. First game will be at 5:30. It'll be the Delphi Oracles and the North Montgomery Chargers. A second game on Thursday that evening. There'll be 2 games. Thursday, the 29th. Second one, they're going to say it's going to start at around 7:30. That'll be close. That game will be Western Boone Stars and the Seeger Patriots. Of the 2 games on Thursday, the 2 winners will play on Saturday. 3:30 contest on the 31st. And then the 2 winners on Saturday will play on Monday, June the 2nd at 6 p.m. for the sectional championship. Stepping into bat. Peru Tigers. Ground ball. Shortstop, Mikey Stapleton. Ball's off the bat. Number 7, Jackson Enriquez, senior class member. He'll ground out. There's 1 out here in the top of the 5th inning. Jackson Manriquez, he's a senior. He plays third base. He plays second base. He is also a pitcher. And he'll jog back to the dugout. Here comes a wind from Talenko, second batter. Pitch comes in outside of ball. In the batter's box there is Devin Evans. Where's number 6? Plays right field. For Coach Olery. Here comes the pitch. Swung on, he'll take it to right field. Going to veer to his left, making the catch for the Knights is DJ Gilkey. And there are 2 outs here in the top of the 5th inning. Next batter going to step in for the Peru Tigers is the 8-hitter, number 2, Jacob Boswell. Second baseman, he bats left. Boswell going to step in. He got a 327 on base percentage. He'll take a first pitch, ball 1. Boswell. Step back in. Left-handed batter facing the righty. Vince Talenko. Pitch comes in tight. Ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Jacob Boswell. Boswell, 58 plate appearances, 44 at-bats. He has 7 hits, 6 singles, and 1 double. Here comes the 2-0. Outside 3-0. 3 balls, no strikes. They'll look for signals. No signals given. Coach Josh Olery. 3-0 count. Sun went behind the clouds. It's a very nice day on the diamond here on Saturday, 24th of May. Pitch comes in outside, ball 4. So a 4-pitch walk issued to number 2, Jacob Boswell. And he's at first base. Stepping in, we're going to see the 9-hitter, 22, William Rodriguez. His first at bat, he hit a scorcher right down the third baseline, went right over the bag. The base hit. We're going to stretch the set. Here comes the pitch to Rodriguez. Healthy cut, swing and miss. It was a breaking pitch, a little bit out in front. William Rodriguez in 20 ball games, batting .267, 377 on base percentage. Yes, 13 hits, 10 singles, 2 doubles, and 1 home run. Second pitch, breaking pitch, low and inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Right-handed batter, William Rodriguez, outset Talenko. Here's the pitch. Breaking pitch, checks his swing. Lets it go down. It's a ball. 2 balls, 1 strike. Knights very seldom check a strike for a check swing. Very seldom. Doesn't happen a lot. Pitch comes in, swing and a miss. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Rodriguez steps back in. Right-handed batter facing the righty. It's Talenko. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. The Knights get out of the inning. Talenko picks up a strikeout. Swinging. And the Knights are going to bat in the bottom of the 5th After 4.5, Central Catholic 5, Peru 0. And we'll play the bottom of the fifth inning. And small game for sure. We'll mention tomorrow going to be Indy 500. Indy 500, pace car driver is Strahan. And they said this week, I know Channel 59 is going to cover the race. They're sold out, more than 350,000 in the grandstand. Wow. So they're going to show the race on Fox 59 live, and then again at 7 p.m. on the replay. And Michael Strahan is going to drive the pace car. And they said that pace car will go near 230 miles per hour. They said when they pace lap, he's going to be doing 100. And when they get ready to let him loose, and then when the pace car Strahan goes into the pit area to get out of the way, he'll be doing 130. So I wish him the best. But I hope he can handle the situation. But should be a good race, and we hope it will be. We hope it's safe. You can never pray too much. I hope you'll offer up some prayers for the Indianapolis Motor Speedway in more facets than one. So stepping in for the Knights, going to bat here in the bottom of the fifth inning, is Jackson King. King, where's number 3? Batting 362. Here comes the first pitch from Brady. Swung on, he'll take it a long way foul. It'll be in the field of play. It won't get in the foul fence. It'll bounce in the corner. But he got around on that one rather quickly. Jackson King looking for that sweet spot on the bat. You can tell. You can tell by the sound. That 14-inch sweet spot on the aluminum bat. Pitch comes in, swing and a miss. So Jackson loads up for the second strike. Count goes 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. Step back in, tap the plate. Here comes the wind and the pitch. Outside of ball. Jackson Kane looking forward to going to DePaul University next year. He's going to play the linebacker position. He said he'd kind of like to have number 3. Here comes the pitch. Low, good block again by Lucas Musser. Count goes 2-2. Jackson said he'd like to have number 3. Like to have number 7 or 24. He submitted those requests. He's hoping to get one of them. Here comes the pitch. Pitch comes in high for ball 3. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Step back in. Here comes the right-handed pitch from Braley. Swung on. Gonna go right side. Nearly went fair. Thought it almost did. It ended up foul. Looked like he was going to hover that first baseline. Full swing looked like a bunt. Count goes 3-2 again. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Jackson steps back in. Working from the wind up. Here comes it 3-2 again. Pitch comes in. Strike called. He'll go back to the dugout. There's 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Put the ball back in the glove of Isaac Braley. And Knight's going to step in. It's going to be number 11, Mikey Stapleton, batting 386. That's in 23 games. 472 on base percentage. 27 hits, 22 singles, 4 doubles, 1 triple. Going to foul 1 right side over the Knights dugout. No balls, 1 strike. Mikey Stapleton going to step back in. Right-handed batter. Facing the righty, Isaac Braley. Isaac Braley, a member of the junior class. Here comes a pitch outside of ball. Isaac Braley, as mentioned, 1 RBI last night and 2 at-bats as they defeated Whitco 11-1. Here comes a pitch high above the zone. Ball 2. He'll step back in, Mikey Stapleton. 2-1 kill. 1 out. Here comes the pitch. Swung on, he'll pop it up the right field. Going to be called for by the right fielder, Devin Evans, and he'll make the catch, and there are 2 out. I know 2, 3, maybe 4 years ago, the Knights played Peru at Alexander Field. That's the Peru, I should say Purdue Boilermakers Field. What a great looking place. Coach Borden, they lined that up. Peru and Central Catholic. We'll talk about that in a moment. Here comes the pitch. Outside edge, strike call. In the batter's box for the Knights is number 30, Gus Sandberg, first baseman. Gus batting 320, 486 on base. Here comes the 0-1. Outside edge, knee high, strike call. Down goes 0-2. Gus Sandberg. 35 plate appearances, 25 at bats. Here comes the wind and the 0-2 pitch. Going to call him out. Strike three. That was a little further outside. You got to protect. But anyway, the Knights are out of the inning. Knights come up with no runs after 5 completes. Central Catholic 5, Peru 0. But anyway, about that game over at Alexander Field, Central Catholic, I think they were the home team. Peru, the visiting team. Coach Brimberry was the coach. And Central Catholic got a decisive win. They got a 10-run rule. But probably most of the people there didn't realize that the Peru Tigers played Whitco the night before, used their best pitching, and won the conference by beating Whitco the night before. So I'm guessing a 10-run rule at Alexander Field didn't mean a whole lot to them after they just won their conference by beating Whitco the night before. So Vince Talenko going to step back in and get some warm-up pitches. And I will mention this game is in parts being brought to you by Noblesville Trophies. Noblesville Trophies, you can shop them online at noblesvilletrophies.com or stop in if only to browse around. That's at 1740 South 10th Street, Noblesville, Indiana. They've got trophies, they've got awards, they have plaques, and more. Then a fast turnaround right there. Prices are low. They're so low you may want to be a repeat customer. Noblesville Trophies at 1740 South 10th Street, Noblesville, Indiana, 46060. They're open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. You can reach them by phone, 317 773 7391. I'm stepping in. It's going to be the one hitter, Gavin Eldridge. Gavin Eldridge started this game at third base. The one hitter, he's going to step in. He's batting 357. And then last night, he went 4 for 4 versus Whitco with 2 RBI. Gavin Eldridge, the batter. Looking from the windup. Here comes the first pitch to Eldridge. Outside, ball 1. Gavin Eldridge is a member of the senior class. He's listed as the third baseman, a shortstop, and a pitcher. Gavin Eldridge steps back in. Here comes the pitch. Swung on, foul ball. Hit the pole, it bounces back in. It was going over towards the track. Count goes 1-1 to Gavin Eldridge. Step back in. Gavin Eldridge batting 357. Here comes the pitch. Breaking pitch outside a ball. Good break by Vince Talenko. And a good call by the home plate umpire. Eldridge back on base percentage of 442. Here comes the pitch. This comes in. Strike call. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out. We're in the top of the 6th inning. It's a 5-0 contest. Knights in front. Breaking pitch. And they're going to say it was inside a horseshoe of the plate. So there's 1 out. Stepping in for Peru is going to be the 2-hitter, number 3, Isaac Braley. Braley in 22 games, batting 388. Here comes the pitch. Outside, ball 1. Isaac Braley, he is the pitcher of record for Peru. On base percentage of 494. Now the wind up, here comes the pitch. High and tight, ball 2. Isaac Braley, a member of the junior class. As mentioned, he's listed as an outfielder and infielder. And he is the pitcher of record here on the diamond in this 5th inning. Here comes the pitch. Swung on and take a shot left side, foul territory. Over by the bullpen. Land over by the tarp. He got around on that one in a hurry. Count goes 2-1 to the right-handed batter, Isaac Brayley. Here comes the wind and the pitch from Kalenko. Breaking pitch, he'll pop it through, a shortstop out in the lippery grass, just behind the dirt. The catch is made by Mikey Stapleton. There are 2 out here in the top of the 6th. Next batter going to step in for Peru is the 3-hitter, number 8, Bryce Hill. Bryce Hill, as mentioned, got 2 RBI last night, went 2 for 3 versus Whitco. Pitch comes in, going to call a strike. Inside edge. I think got a pitcher's umpire. Here comes a pitch, low for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Working from the windup, Vince Talenko. Here comes a pitch to Hill above his zone, ball 2. 2-1 count. Straightaway stance for Bryce Hill, the first baseman. Here comes a wind and the 2-1 pitch. Above the zone, ball 3. Home plate umpire might want to call that a strike. You're thinking strike out of the pitcher's hand until it's proven to be a ball. Here comes a 3-1 pitch. Strike call. Count goes full. 3-2 count. 3-2, 2 out. Top of the 6th. Here comes a wind and the pitch. Breaking pitch. Goes behind the batter. Lost the grip there. So we'll jog down to first base. Bryce Hill. Bryce Hill going to pick up his 7th base on balls season. And next batter going to step in. It's going to be the 4-hitter. 4-hitter, number 17, Lucas Musser. He's Johnny Bench. He's the catcher. Right-handed batter. Musser had 1 RBI last night with a sacrifice fly. Out of the set, here's the pitch. Let's take it to center field. Calvin Reisman going to get a beat on it. He'll move to his left, playing the right depth, and he'll make the final catch here in the 6th inning. In Peru Tigers, going to leave 2 aboard. Take that back, 1 aboard. They come up with no runs in the top of the 6th. Through 5.5 innings. Central Cali 5, Peru 0. We'll also mention today's ball game is in part being brought to you by AGM Auto. AGM Auto LLC. At AGM Auto, you'll not only be treated with pure professionalism, you'll appreciate their state-of-the-art diagnostics and their up-to-date status of each of the AGM technicians. And AGM doesn't only work under the hood. AGM works toward the recovery and the restoration of your antique automobile. They make beautiful cars out of antiques. If you got a car sitting in a barn, or maybe it's out back, covered up with a tarp, and you'd like to reserve and restore that particular automobile, you can call AGM Auto, 317-984-5283. Again, that's 317-984-5283. AGM Auto. Say what, if you got a flatbed, they'll find you a flatbed. They'll help you transport that vehicle to their location. They work right off of 266th Street at 6660 East 266th Street. And that's not far from my house, probably about 2.5 miles. Do well in your vehicle in good running condition. So stepping in for the Knights, it's going to be number 5, Colton Minnick. Colton Minnick going to step in. Going to bat near the bottom of the 6th inning. Right-handed batter. Colton Minnick in 20 ball games, batting .238, .418 on base percentage. First pitch from Brayley. Ground ball, second base. Will be fielded there by Boswell. That's Jacob Boswell. He'll throw next door and get the put out with Bryce Hill. So next batter going to step in for the night. It's going to be number 13, Calvin Rice. He plays center field for Coach Bourdonnais at a 250 on base percentage. His batting average is climbing. Calvin Reisman, 6 hits, 2 singles, 4 doubles, 6 RBI. Here comes a pitch. Ground ball again, second base. Jacob Boswell. Throw across the diamond and throw right next door to Bryce Hill. And there are 2 out. The next batter going to step in. It's going to be Brennan Van Kirk. Brennan Van Kirk has a hit in the ball game. He's got a single. He'll step in 22 games, batting .370 on base percentage at .556. Right-handed batter, right-handed pitcher. Isaac Braylon. Pitch comes in a bit tall, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Kieran again looking at singles. Here comes a pitch. Foul ball, right side, out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs. Bottom of the 6th inning. Here from the windup, here comes the 1-1 pitch. He'll foul this one again, right side, out of play. Count goes 1-2 to Brennan Van Kirk. Ball's made live. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Swung on, ground ball. And go left side. Glove right there by Braley. He'll make a throw to first base and just get Brennan Van Kirk. And a nice play by the pitcher, Isaac Braley. It's probably not uncommon. He is a shortstop. So the Knights are out of the inning. 3 up, 3 down. They'll go out and play defensively. We'll go to the top of the 7th inning at the end of 6. Central Catholic 5. Peru 0. And we'll also mention today's ballgame is in parts brought to you by McCormick Printing Impressions. Before we dive back into action, we want to spotlight a business that's been printing success in our community for 50 incredible years. That's McCormick Printing Impressions. From business cards to banners, T-shirts to office supplies, MPI is your local full-service print shop, delivering quality, great service, and creativity in every project. Family-owned and operated for 2 generations, MPI knows that your first impression matters, so they make sure it's a good one. Next time you need something printed with perfection, turn to MPI. Because at McCormick Printing Impressions, they don't just print, they help you make your best impression. That's McCormick Printing Impressions. They're right there in Tipton. You can reach them by phone by dialing 765-675-9556. Stepping in, left-handed batter. Reese Beller. Here comes the pitch from Talenko. Pitch comes in, strike, inside half. Count goes 0-1. Reese Bella, where's number 11? Batting .426 in the left-handed batter's box. Next pitch comes in, he'll drive it to center field. He's going to back up Calvin Reisman. He's going to get a beat on it. And Calvin makes the catch. Straight away, center field. There's 1 out. So next batter going to step in for the Peru Tigers. It's going to be number 7. Number 7, Jackson Enriquez. Enriquez will say, Enriquez, this season. It's going to be his 2nd time at the plate. He's been at third base. Now that I think I see, he's been a third baseman. He'll bat for the 2nd time. Enriquez got a .231 in 12 games. First pitch comes in a ball 1. Enriquez on base percentage of .333. Coach Ulrich giving him an opportunity to play some baseball here. And he's delivering. Here comes the pitch. Strike called inside edge. Enriquez. A little bit in disbelief. 1-1 kick. Here comes the wind and the pitch. Breaking pitch. In there for a strike. Good placement there. Strike call. Tolenko with a good pitch. Goes 1-2. Comes a 1-2 pitch. Ground ball. He left of third base. A foul ball. Gloves right there. Foul territory by Hudson Gutwein. So the count remains 1-2. Man requests. Requests. 3 hits. Got 3 singles. Here comes pitch. Breaking pitch. Lost the grip. Count goes 2-2. Jackson man requests. This season, he got 15 plate appearances, 13 at bats. He has that. This is his second time in this game. Swung on, ground ball. Going to go up the middle. A base hit from Manriquez. So Manriquez gets himself aboard with another single. He now has 4 hits on the season. They're both all 4 singles. And he's safe at first. It's 1 out. Next batter going to step in. Coach Ulrich. Allow number 12, Kason Hiles, freshman, to step in and do the batting. Kason Hiles, this is his 9th game in appearance. This is his 7th plate appearance on the season. Pitch comes in, strike call. He checks his swing. He's using that pink bat. I imagine it's an aluminum. I would guess. Pink bat all the way through. Working this stretch position. Tolenko out of the set. Here's the pitch. The check swing is a breaking pitch. Jackson Kane cleans it. A good block as he moves outside near the left-handed batter's box. Right-handed pitcher in the batter's box now. It should be right-handed batter. Here comes a pitch from Tolenko. Swing and miss. Healthy cut. 12. Kason Hiles. Kason Hiles. One of the 3 freshmen on the varsity team. Here comes a pitch. It's going to be a ground ball, shortstop. Hudson Gutwein goes to second base. The throw is errant. It goes into right field. And Manriquez had to kind of get out of the way. He was not going to interfere, but he didn't need to. He basically get out of the way for himself. So it's going to be a throwing error. And the Peru Tigers have runners at first and second base. They're going to go with the Curta runner there at second base. One out to do the running is number 18, Cooper Burks. Cooper Burks is a junior class member. He's a right-handed pitcher and third baseman. Where's number 18? He's going to do the running at second base for number 22, William Rodriguez. Here comes a set position. Here comes a pitch. Outside edge, strike call. So working right there and a double check here. Stepping back in. Here comes the pitch. Swung on, foul ball. The closest up here. It was the closest I've almost been hit with 3 years ago. Is Mazer. Mazer about hit me with the laser. No balls, 2 strikes. Out of set. Tolenko, here comes the pitch. Swung on, foul ball, airborne, line drive, over by the bullpen's left side. Right-handed batter. Doing the batting is Jacob Boswell. Jacob Boswell, second baseman. Steps back in. 21 games. This is 22nd game. I was set. Checking second base, Tolenko. Here's the pitch. Gonna hit a shot, fly ball in the infield. It's the infield fly rule. But it's still caught by Hudson Gutwein. And there are 2 out on the diamond. So stepping in, it is William Rodriguez. He's in the batter's box. I mentioned the runner. Curtis, who ran 4 at second base. At second base doing the running is Cooper Burks. They have 2 aboard, first and second. He a shot. And then Mikey Stapleton will catch it above the ground, line drive. And that's the 3rd out here. Top of the 7th, and that's going to conclude today's ball game. Final score in today's ball game: Central Catholic 5, Peru 0, and we wish the best for the Peru Tigers next Saturday for their first sectional game. It'll be semifinal round for them. We wish the best for them. And Central Catholic Knights are going to play this Wednesday, the only game on Wednesday. And they'll play right there at right here at Victory. So it should say right here at Luke. We should say at Central Catholic High School. It's a 6 o'clock game. Only one game on Wednesday. It'll be Central Catholic in Rensselaer Central. If you can't make the game, we hope you'll tune in. And we do thank you for listening. We thank my wife back home for sound check. We thank Robbie Kendall and AudioSportsOnline.net. And he makes it a lot easier. We appreciate him. And we're going to bow out of here, but we're going to sign off, but we're going to stay on and we're going to talk to Coach Bourdais here in just a bit. You'll stay tuned. We'll let you no matter if you're home or away, if you're doing the teaching and the learning, don't let him go. Keep your fire burning. Please stay tuned. We need to get the. I'm gonna do the baselines and the grass, and not the dirt. Yeah. And what? Baselines for sure around home plate. And we do want to water home plate before we put the tarp on. Yeah. Hey, we're post game right now. I'm going to talk to Coach Bourdonnais. Coach Bourdonnais, 2 games today, 2 complete games with pitching.
Yeah, going into the day, we kind of thought all hands on deck in our bullpen. We thought we were going to kind of empty our bullpen out, and Jonah and Vince didn't allow that to happen. They both threw gems of ball games, and kept hitters off balance all day and had a lot of weak contact.
So early in this second game, 5 runs you ended up with, but I got to admit you had some guys hitting the ball.
Yeah, we had some timely hits today. We didn't have a lot of hits, but we had some timely hits, and we executed the bunt game a couple of different times that led to bigger innings, and our defense was really good all day, both games. So, you throw strikes, you get weak contact, you play good defense, and you get some timely hits. You execute in the bunt game, and usually things are going to go your way.
I had 3 teams here today: Central Catholic, Logansport, and Peru. All 3 teams going to benefit from playing today in the tournament.
Yeah, these are good tournament caliber teams that we faced today, and I think either one of these teams, they're both in the same sectional. I think either one of them could come out of that sectional, and it definitely helped prepare us for our tournament coming up Wednesday.
You got Rensselaer Central. That'll be the only game that evening.
Yeah. Looking forward to it. We had one tight ball game with Rensselaer earlier in the year, and then the second game we were able to open it up a little bit, but they'll be ready to play. And we just got done talking to our kids about we're here in the postseason now, and the thing that separated our program from other programs in postseason is our guys have been able to stay locked in. And it's hard once school's out, summer's here, and you got different things going on. Our teams have always been able to do that, and that's something that we've really emphasized with our guys again this year.
So I was listening a little bit to the Peru coach, Coach Earlery, is that right? But he had a lot of good things to say about you, and he's a passionate man.
Yeah, he does a good job with that program, and they'll be a tough out come tournament time, I'm sure.